Greetings, my dear friends and fellow patriots. How is everybody out there in cyberspace, wherever you are around the world? I hope you're doing great. It is Tuesday. It's a big, bright, sunny Tuesday afternoon here in Boise, Idaho. It's about 40 degrees, but it feels like about 30. But anyway, it's a great day to be alive. And friends, I'm way overdue in making a video, and so I've just decided there's no time like the present. Let's get it done. I got to tell my good friends in cyberspace around the world what's going on, because I know a lot of you right now are totally confused. You may be discouraged. You may be disappointed. You may be frustrated. You don't really know what the hell is going on. You don't know who or what to believe. So let me give you a little relief, okay? Why don't you pull up a chair, grab you something cold or warm to drink, and listen to your Uncle Steve for the next few minutes, because I'm going to try to give you some vignettes of knowledge and information that you can use. You can connect these dots, put this information together, and hopefully you'll start to make more sense out of what the hell's going on, and you'll be able to then share your newfound knowledge with others, okay? Now, I've decided today, here on this first day of December in the year of our Lord 2020, I've decided to fly the colors of my president, the President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. He is now and will remain my and your president. We are no longer Democrats. We are no longer Republicans. We are members of the America First Party. I've been calling for this for years. Now, let me say this. On Black Friday, last Friday, YouTube decided to completely remove and terminate my account, which I had had for almost 4 years, 50,000 subscribers, almost 7 million views, and thousands of videos that I had done myself, okay? Completely gone. Now, lucky for me, about a year ago, I discovered an alternative YouTube platform created by none other than our friend, the Health Ranger, Mike Adams, one of the smartest people I know. I don't know him, never met him, never had the chance to talk to him. I hope I do someday. But I highly respect him, and he got fed up, and so he spent millions of dollars and created an alternative YouTube platform called Brighteon. Now, I've been moving videos that I had created on YouTube. I've been copying them to Brighteon for just about a year now. And I'm so glad I did that, because I was able to preserve a lot of some of the best videos I did on my channel. But nevertheless, it hurts when you get censored, when you have 4 years of work completely removed, up in smoke, vanished. And they said that I had a third strike. I had violated community guidelines, whatever the hell that means. All I was doing was, as I'm doing now, and that was exercising my free speech. Now, this video, you're viewing this on a secondary YouTube channel. It was a channel I created well over a year ago to support my HempWorx team. Most of you may know by now, I've been part of a company based out of Las Vegas, Nevada, called HempWorx, aka My Daily Choice. My Daily Choice is the parent company. I happen to have aligned myself with the HempWorx, which I joined, and I'm been very proud to be a member of for going on. It'll be 2 years in January. One of the best financial decisions I've ever made. When I retired from the military, I became a full-time internet marketer. And I market a lot of different products and services over the years, and I did rather well, because I was able to figure out ways in which to get my information in front of more people. Marketing in general is a numbers game. He or she that gets the most people to look at their information wins. It's that simple. So I became very good at it. I attended seminars and webinars and all sorts of, expos and conferences over the years, and I learned to do that. But then in 2015, in April of 2015, I began a year and a half long medical crisis. So at that time, I put everything I'd been doing in the past on a shelf and decided to focus trying to save my own life, because 7 different occasions during that year and a half period of time, I came close to crossing over to the 4th dimension. Now, speaking of the 4th dimension, in my last video, I spoke quite extensively about what happens to human beings when we die, when we give up the ghost, so to speak. Is that it? Is it Schluss fertig? Is that the end of the story? Or do we live on? Well, the fact of the matter is we all live on. We are all eternal beings. Now, I came to the conclusion a long time ago that I really don't give a damn what anybody in the world thinks about me. I don't care what you think about me. I would like you to think good of me. I would like you to watch my videos and subscribe to my channel, because something that I say, something I'm saying right now, may be resonating with you. You may be saying, oh my God, this old guy's speaking the truth. Well, how do you know if I'm speaking the truth? Because it will make you feel a certain way. I tell everybody watching my videos, keep your BS meter turned all the way up. And if you think that I'm shooting you a line of shit, or I'm fabricating or telling you, making up a story for the benefit of for whatever reason some dumbass would do that, I don't. I'm telling you straight, I cut through the minutia and the BS and try to deliver to you via this modality called video. I try to give you some truth in the hopes that not only will you educate yourself, but once, like it says in the Bible, when you've been warned, warn your neighbor. I think it's incumbent upon every one of you watching this video, as you start to connect these dots and you take in this information myself and many others are sharing with you, and you start to figure it out, I think it's incumbent that you share that newfound knowledge with others. You can't keep your talents under a bushel. You got to let your works be seen so that people may glorify our God in heaven, because every one of us are a product of our God, creator, source of all things that are. You and I are just here very temporarily here on planet Earth, on this 3rd dimensional Earth school, to learn a few things. Now, is this your first rodeo? Hell no. Now, you may be saying, oh, there he goes again, talking about that damn reincarnation. Yes, I'm going to continue to talk about reincarnation from this point in time until I take my last breath, because I personally have proven beyond a reasonable doubt, beyond a shadow of a doubt in my case, that reincarnation is real. You have been here before. You are not the same person you are now. You keep coming back over and over again, number one, because it's of your own volition. Nobody forces any of you to come here to this planet. You do so of your own free will. You have your free agency. Now, when you give up the ghost here on planet Earth, you're going to find yourself again, like I told you, back in the 4th dimension. Now, you may say that's poppycock. You may say that's bullshit. I only live one life. I'm going to live my damn life. I die. I'm going to play a harp in heaven. I'm going to float around just doing all kind of ambiguous bullshit. No, that ain't the way it is. You're going to you're going to go before the masters. You're going to give an accounting of your sojourn here on planet Earth, whether you believe that or not. I don't give a shit. It is reality. And you're going to find yourself looking at in a panoramic view of your life, the things you did good, the things you did bad, what some of the things you did led to. You're going to see it all. And you're going to judge your damn self. The masters are only going to guide you into certain directions. Now, hopefully, when you cross back over, you will find that you learned more and you grew more during this particular incarnation than you have in maybe 10 of your previous times here on the planet. It's all about progression. You should be getting better. It's like shaving. No matter what you do today, you got to do it again tomorrow. You're going to grow a damn beard. Okay? You cannot rest on your laurels. You got to keep moving forward. Now, right now, we're seeing epidemic numbers of suicides. There are a lot of people that have reached wit's end. They can't take it anymore. Bam, they're gone. Okay, that's bullshit. That's the worst possible thing you or anybody you know could do. As bad as it is, you don't ever want to do that because that really screws up some shit when you get back home to your fourth dimension. I'm not going to go into the details of it, but just imagine, if you will, that if you kill yourself, you're impacting, God knows how many thousands. I mean, if I were to kill myself, it'd be some of you would probably be happy. But like the trolls, them, the demonic Luciferian pedophile trolls, that's one of their tactics. They tell you to kill yourself. You're not worthy of living another day on the planet. So why don't you just kill yourself and move on and save a lot of people a lot of anxiety and hate and discontent? Bullshit. You are critically important to the scheme of all things. It's like the old poem, for whom the bell tolls. Whenever anybody on this planet leaves, it affects the energy of the entire planet. I'm not going to go into the quantum mechanics or the metaphysics of all of that. That's every one of you should have declared in your life by now that you're just you're tired of the bullshit. You're going to become, like Steve Motley, a truth seeker. That's who I am. All I want on my damn epitaph, all I want to be remembered in this life as is Steve Motley, the truth seeker. That crazy son of a bitch went above and beyond to sort through the BS and find out the damn raw truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. And then once he found it, he did his very best by making YouTube videos and putting them out to the world saying, listen, don't believe a damn word I say, however, if I say something that prompts you to, holy shit, what did he just say? Rerun that again. If you have a mini epiphany, if you start to have a wake-up call, if you start to connect some dots, whatever, then I will feel most successful in my job, and that is to give you the facts and let you deal with it any way you want to. I've asked myself countless times over my life, especially since I became a truth seeker, which was about right after my 40th birthday. I left the Mormon church and I said, that's it. I've had my, I don't regret it. I think having been raised a Mormon, there's a lot worse things in life. Thank God I don't drink alcohol. I don't do drugs. I'm not a captive of I'm not a slave to anything or anybody. I'm a free man. Master Jesus says, know the truth and the truth shall make you free. Well, when I became a truth seeker, I had to humble myself enough to forget everything I ever thought I knew and start all over again. Now, last Friday, Black Friday, when YouTube terminated my account, it was like they took my world, my existence on YouTube, my ability to communicate with thousands and thousands of people. They just pulled the rug out from under me. And then I immediately I felt hurt. I'm over it now. I'm over it now because what I decided was all is not lost. I still have this alternative YouTube account. I have my Brighteon account. Now, if you want to see my Brighteon, the Mike Adams alternative to YouTube, just go to BigSkyCowboy.com. That's easy to remember, BigSkyCowboy.com. That's a redirect which will take you to my Brighteon, and you can look at some of my previous videos from YouTube. They don't have, Brighteon doesn't have a lot of hits because there's just not a lot of people there yet. But I would encourage you to join Brighteon, become part of that. There's also Brighteon.social, fantastic site. I guess it's a alternative to Facebook. I've been in Facebook jail now for so long. I got about 5 or 6 more days to go, and then I don't know how long I'll be out before they throw me in there again. You know what these bastards are doing? When they activate my Facebook again, they go back through all my posts. Now, the last one that got me in jail for 30 days was a post that they found from 2015 where I was comparing the Democratic Party to communist fascist. And that got me 30 days in Facebook jail. So I imagine what they're going to do is they'll make me active again, and then they'll find something else. They'll keep going back in time because I can't physically go back and delete all that stuff. It's almost an impossibility. But it is what it is. I've still got my Twitter account at Steve Motley. I got my Parler account now at Steve Motley. I would encourage you, if you're on either of those platforms and you're not yet following me, please do so. I follow back everybody that follows me. I think it's so freaking rude and pretentious for people to have these social media sites and not follow you back. One of the blessings to me was General Flynn started following me back on Twitter, a long time ago. And I reached out. I have communicated. I continue to communicate with General Flynn. And I can't tell you how happy I am that he's now a free man. He is, once again, very actively working behind the scenes to save this election. But friends, here's what, let me tell you a few things about this election, just to clear up some of the foggy areas that you may be lingering in your mind. Number one, there is no such a thing as President Joe Biden, President-elect Joe Biden. That son of a bitch is no more of the president-elect than the man in the moon. He is a Chinese communist agent, and we, the people, nor the president, are going to allow a Chinese communist agent to become president of the United States and completely destroy this nation. This man, Donald J. Trump, our commander-in-chief, is now and will remain the president of the United States. So make no qualms about that. So as you go into the holiday season, rejoice. Thank God. Be of a spirit of gratitude in knowing that our founding fathers put in provisions into the Constitution for times just like this. They knew that tyrants at some point in time may try to usurp all power and take over our nation. Friends, what we're up against is good versus evil. There's no in between here. And you're either on the side of good, you're on the right side of history, or you're somewhere out there where you shouldn't be. But I'm telling you, what I believe is going to happen is there's going to be partial martial law initiated. President Trump is going to sign the Insurrection Act because we have a literal Chinese Communist global coup takeover attempt going on. And there are so many traitors who are rearing their ugly heads, and they are going to be punished. We may just start military tribunals very soon. We have so much overwhelming evidence to include the latest breaking news, in case you haven't heard this. On October the 7th, 2020, there was a $400 million cash transfer from a Swiss account, from the Chinese Swiss account to the voting system, to the Dominion voting system. We have these sons of bitches lock, stock, and barrel. We've got all the incriminating evidence to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt massive voter fraud across America, to the point where most likely what's going to happen is there's going to be a re-election. President Trump's going to sign an executive order because we're in a state of emergency already because of the pandemic, the scamdemic, biggest lie perpetrated on humanity since God knows what. But anyway, the fact of the matter is there's going to be a re-election most likely. We will have to vote in person. You will have to have a valid photo ID ran against the registers of those properly registered voters. There will be no mail-in ballots. There will be no hundreds of thousands of Chinese communist printed ballots dropped off in Wisconsin, Michigan. Listen, President Donald Trump won this election by a red tsunami. It was so overwhelming that the voter count in the middle of the night had to stop, and all of the swing states had to be infused with thousands and thousands of illegal ballots, most of which were printed in communist China. Friends, this is the biggest coup takeover attempt in the history of planet Earth. We, the people, will not allow it. It's not going to happen. Joe freaking Biden, no matter how many cabinet members he picks, no matter how many times the 7 major media outlets try to convince you that Trump is going to be ousted, there's going to be an inauguration, but it's going to be for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. No, bullshit. That is never going to happen. And if it were to come to a shooting civil war, so be it. Because we cannot, nor will we allow a Chinese communist takeover of the United States of America. And if it means blood runs in the streets, so be it. You know, I got all the weaponry and ammunition. I've been loading magazines till my fingers are tired, you know? And I'm telling you, I want to reiterate a couple things. You know, I've said it before, but there may be some new viewers on here, and I would just say that here's the question. How much ammunition do you need? As much as you can get. I like these, 30-round magazines of 5.56. These 22 caliber 5.56 NATO rounds. 32,000 foot-pounds per square inch. This little 22 caliber 5.56 can do massive damage. And I would highly encourage all of you, if you don't have a good functioning AR that you're familiar with and that you know how to properly put rounds on target, then you might... Damn, this magazine's stiff. There we go. I got that bad boy. Oh, and when you load your magazines, always remember to tap the back end. Make sure they're properly seated. Make sure your springs are working right, because in the middle of a firefight, the last thing you want is a jam, okay? But listen, we're seeing record numbers of gun sales across America. First-time buyers are off the chart. I know the owners of several gun shops. I talk to them on a regular basis, and we've never seen anything like it. But we, the people, really believe that if the Democrats try to continue with this fraud and steal. Now, I also heard from some good sources that Joe Biden is getting close to conceding because he's being threatened basically with his life, that if he doesn't, he's going to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law and he'll never see the light of day again. And so you hear all kinds of rumors, all kinds of speculation, and I would ask that you just put that shit aside and listen to what I'm telling you. President Trump is going nowhere. There are provisions in place to make sure of that, okay? So rest easy, take a sigh, take a big deep breath, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Buddha. But anyway, friends, listen, it's all good. There's going to be a brighter day. Enjoy the Christmas holidays. Get together in large numbers. Realize that there is no such thing as COVID-19. It's total bullshit. Every type of cold known to man has got a COVID-19. It was a special deal in that it targeted old folks that were obese, diabetes, heart disease, those sorts of things. Now, I've told y'all before, your best line of defense against COVID or any kind of virus is a good, strong immune system. Get you some good quality colloidal silver. If you feel a little something coming on, you take you some colloidal silver. Swish it around in your mouth and swallow it, okay? Just that simple. There's other things you might want to do, like nascent iodine. X2 is a great product. I get it from InfoWars store. Zinc. You should be taking regular amounts of zinc. You want to go buy you some quinine water, some tonic water. Get you some grape juice, get you some apple juice, take you a little bit every day and pour just enough of that quinine tonic in with the juice that you can touch. Now, it's bitter. Some people develop a taste for it, not me. Hell no. It's some of the nastiest stuff on the planet, but I know that it will kill viruses. So I'm giving you practical advice. Some of you will start to do this. Again, quinine tonic water. Mix it as much as you can tolerate in with your apple juice, your grape juice. Drink it every day. Take your zinc, take your colloidal silver, take your vitamin C. Now, in those other things you can take, I don't take any pharmaceutical drugs whatsoever. Now, one of the things that they put me on during my medical ordeal was a blood thinner. And they said that I would be on that the rest of my life. Well, what they didn't know is that almost a year ago, I would become a vegetarian, almost a vegan. I'm a vegan for the most part. But I slip every now and then. Not with meat. Oh, hell no. With Tashawa is not taking any more dead, rotting animal flesh and putting it into my human body. And I can tell you, this is me. This is Steve Motley speaking. But it is the greatest thing I've ever done for my health. I would never go back to eating meat again. There are so many incredible vegetarian-based meat alternatives. Like you take Beyond Meat. They make a burger. When we have family outings or whatever, and everybody's cooking up their burger, myself and my daughters Rachel and Charlotte, who are also vegan, we're cooking up Beyond Meat burgers, and we're making our own hamburger patty with the trimmings. And I can tell you, if you bit into that, there is no way in hell that you would think that you were eating a plant-based burger. You'd think you were eating a big fat-ass Angus burger, okay? So why would a guy like me, who believes in plant-based, start eating meat? Why would I wouldn't even consider eating meat? But I'm telling you, if you've got a big fat-ass belly, if you're a man or a woman, but if you've got a protruding stomach, you got a major problem. And that's either caused by massive amounts of meat or a beer belly. Whatever the case, you need to get rid of that. You need to flatten your stomach so that you got that girly figure. You know what I'm saying? There you go. You don't see no fat ass belly going on right here, do you? And you're not going to, because that's a major sign that you got a problem. And I would ask all of you to make some New Year's resolutions right now that you're going to do something about that. And I'm going to tell you again, I'm going to put in a little pitch for my HempWorx. Listen, if you've not yet taken the free HempWorx tour that I offer all my friends, go to endlesspaychecks.com. Just like it sounds, endlesspaychecks.com. Put in your name and email, take the tour. If you like what you see, come join my team, okay? Now, after YouTube took my channel last Friday, I sat back and I did some contemplating. I did some meditating. I did a lot of praying. And I said, Lord, I've heard that where one door shuts, several more open. So I want you to take me by the hand and lead me and guide me and tell me what I need to do. Well, immediately I thought of podcasting. I've been talking a bunch of shit for years now about how I was going to start my podcast. Well, realizing that I've got to now reinvent myself, I decided I'm going to start me a podcast. So I went online and I said a little prayer. I said, Lord, I don't have time to be messing around with this shit. And I need to find me a platform where I can create some podcasts and start getting them out there, get them uploaded to all these places, and let's see if the people will take to what I got to say. Now, like I said, my YouTube channel that got terminated had 50,000 subscribers, almost 7 million views. And I know that there were really more than that, because I encouraged people to copy my videos, put them on their own YouTube channel if they could use them to help monetize. A lot of you out there with YouTube channels are still monetized. I was monetized for about a year, and then they took that away, and then eventually they've been, censoring me until now I have no channel at all. I'm now, like I said, using my alternative channel, which was created initially to promote HempWorx. So speaking of HempWorx, I would encourage all of you that are wondering, what are you going to give to your friends and family this Christmas? Why don't you decide to give the gift of health and wellness? I don't think there's anything better you could do than to buy your loved ones a bottle of HempWorx CBD oil or tincture. This is the purest CBD in the world. We have the most amazing products. We stand by our guarantee. You use our product for 60 days. Not satisfied? Return the bottle to the company for a full refund. We don't see a lot of refunds because our products work. Our name speaks for itself. HempWorx, W-O-R-X. Now, friends, let me sum up this real quick. I'm not going to take too much more of your time, but I still got some more pieces of information I need to pass on to you as you move into the rest of this week so you can figure out a few things. But look, when I decided to get involved in HempWorx almost 2 years ago, it came from a lot of years working as an internet marketer, joining different network marketing companies, having made tremendous amounts of money over the years, but yet never being fully satisfied with the company, with the compensation plan, with the products, timing, all of that. I never found the perfect company. But as I went into the medical crisis and I decided to forget about all the marketing stuff for a while, maybe forever, I put that on the shelf, but I never could shake the thought of there may one day be something out there that I could really get behind. That, I could say, this is my last rodeo. This is my final home. I'm going to put down some roots and I'm going to do some things. I'm going to set some records. I've done that. My first 2 months in HempWorx, I recruited more new people than anybody in the world. I was the #1 recruiter in January 2019 and February 2019. Now, why did I do that? Well, I liked winning all the awards, but I got a free trip to the convention in 2019, all of that stuff. But anyway, I did it to set an example. If an old 60-plus-year-old retired-ass Marine can be #1 in the world in bringing new people into his newfound company, what's your excuse? And so I put that challenge out there then, as I will now. Now, some of you that are watching this, you're saying, damn, Steve, I'd like to join you in this. I'd like to make an extra $500 a month, $2,000 a month. Friends, this is an absolute fact, and many of you know me, know this is true. I've made more money in HempWorx in the last almost 2 years than anything I've ever done in my life. That's off of a home-based business that I work from the leisure of my home office. You can do the same. I can teach you to do the same. And therefore, I am starting podcasts. Today, I paid my money. Before this day is over, I will have at least one episode, hopefully several episodes on my audio podcast, which is going to be known as Retired Marine Sounds Off, just like my YouTube. Now, my main site, Retired Marine, is now gone. I'm using that domain name to redirect to this site, the channel that you're currently watching. I would really appreciate that all of you that know me or you like what I'm doing, please share my videos with other people. Let them know this is Steve's new channel. He's going to try to make a restart here. He's starting some podcasts. I'll put the link, once I get the podcast up and running, I'll put it in the link here in the description tag. So you'll be able to download my podcast and listen. Podcasts get 10 times more viewers, listeners than do live YouTube videos. So that's to say, for every YouTube video that I make, if I've got a corresponding audio podcast, the podcast will by nature get 10 times more listeners than the video. That's just the nature of audio listening. And so many people are doing it. But podcasting really, even today here in December 2020, is still relatively new. Less than 50% of the American people have ever listened to a podcast. But that's changing rapidly. And hopefully the creation of my own podcast will cause an upsurge in listeners. I hope many of you that are watching this video will decide to join my podcast. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited about recreating myself. Now, having said that, I'm also of the firm belief that as human beings, we can continually, Tony Robbins talks about CANI, constant and never-ending improvement. No matter what your age, no matter who you are in the world, you should right now have a goal to keep bettering yourself. Get better with each passing day. Learn something new every day. Take action every day that can change not only your own life and the lives of your family members, but everybody in your world, everybody that you know, love, and care about. So now most of y'all know I'm a voracious reader. So in the process of making this decision, I love doing things in December prior to the new year. I've done that for many, many years now. It's like I get a major jump on the new year by really jumping in with both feet during the month of December and trying to make things happen. So I'm going to show you a couple books. I started this just the other day. I'm about a third of the way into it, but it's a book that I know contains absolute truth. And if any person were to systematically follow the instructions in this book, you cannot help but better yourself. Now, one of the things I've decided to do for this starting now and into the new year and beyond, is I want to generate massive amounts of money. And if you happen to be of that same mindset, then you really should probably seriously consider joining me in HempWorx as an affiliate. It's 100% free. There's no cost to become an affiliate, but you join my team, you get your own website, you start to share with others, you start to build your own business, and before you know it, you're going to be making more money than you can imagine. I'm living it, okay? I'm not trying to convince you of anything. Either you believe me or you don't. But if you do believe what I'm telling you, you might want to pay attention to what I'm sharing with you, because I'm going to give you a game plan. I'm going to give you a step-by-step, paint-by-numbers process that if you follow it just like me, you can have major financial success, okay? Again, you know who you are. You know what you need. I don't care where you are in the world, too. I'm talking to my friends in Japan, Russia, Italy, Spain, France, Belgium, UK, Australia, New Zealand, Cape Town, South Africa. You know who you are. And I love every one of you. I consider you my family. And I want you to pay attention to me, because you too, I don't care how many times you failed, you can succeed. My daily choice, HempWorx, is not going away. This thing is built for the long haul. It's got every piece of the puzzle. It's the most perfect company I have ever seen. Therefore, I'm in it to win it. I'm in for the long haul. And I would highly encourage you, take that free tour. Now, if you're ready to just start up right now, go to 5starquality.com. That's FIVESTARQUALITY, 5starquality.com. Come join me immediately. Get going, and we'll be off to the races. But anyway, right now, some of you, if you don't have this book, I want you to acquire it. It's called The Science of Getting Rich, written in 1910 by Wallace D. Wattles. If you follow the instructions in this book, it's almost impossible not to get rich. Now, you may have never heard of this book. Now, I'm going to give this book to all of my children this Christmas, and I'm going to tell them to read it themselves and then share it with their family. Have every member of their family read it. Now, this book has 100 pages. I met Chris Krematosis, I don't know how you say his name. Chris, it's a Greek name. But I met Chris several years ago, and he is the creator of the Podfest. Now again, I'm back to podcasting. I've been studying podcasting. I've been trying to figure it out for several years now. Like I said, I'm launching my own podcast finally today. But I'm not going to have just one podcast. I'm going to have a podcast called Retired Marine Sounds Off that does much of what I'm doing now. It talks about current events, trying to cut through all the BS and minutia and deliver to you information you can use to make more sense of it all. But then I'm going to have another podcast about HempWorx and my daily choice. That's all I'm going to talk about. So you join my team, you become part of the Motley Crew HempWorx team. All you got to do is go to those podcasts and listen to what I have to say and the encouragement and the things that I'm doing to succeed, and then you can succeed likewise. But it keeps it simple. We're using all this modern technology to the fullest degree. You want to know what's going on in the life of Steve? You want to know my recommendations, some of my teachings to help you succeed faster? Success, friends, loves speed. There's no time like the present. There's no preparing. Jump in with both feet. There's no better time than December before a new year. So I would ask you, again, to consider giving the gift of health and wellness this season. Go to 5starquality.com. Look at all the amazing products we have to offer. Come join me as an affiliate, and let's make money together. Let's change lives together. Let's do something constructive. Your life is not over. You got a plan B. You may have been fired at your old job. Your old job may no longer exist. But you can, right from the comfort of your home, join with me in this program and become a superstar in your own right. There's no ceiling on your income potential. What are you talking about, Steve? I'm talking about you can join as an affiliate for free and write your own ticket. How motivated are you? How many people can you get your links in front of? I told you about endlesspaychecks.com. It's a freaking web tour. It's a free tour. You don't like it, you opt out. See you later. Thanks for checking me out. You like it, you come join me. You want to think about it a while? Think about it. But every day that you hesitate, on the plains of hesitation lie the bleached bones of those who rested and while resting died. There is no time to rest. Look, we are living in the most amazing times in the history of planet Earth. And you're either going to be part of the solution and go with the flow of the program, or you're going to impede progress. But anyway, get this book, Start Ugly, by Chris. Write his name down. Look it up online and order you a copy. Get a copy for everybody you know. This little 100-page book will change your life. Okay, I'm going to read that again. Now, there's a book written by Price Pritchard. This guy's name is Dr. PhD Price Pritchard, and it's called U Squared. Okay? It is a high velocity formula for multiplying your personal effectiveness in quantum leaps. When I first joined, some of you may remember, when I first joined HempWorx almost 2 years ago, I actually read this until YouTube took it down, said I was in violation of copyright laws, whatever. Anyway, I read the book to you, and it radically made a difference in my first 2 months and the great success that I had. So, you want to duplicate success? There you go. All right, now, some of you know that I guess you could say I'm a student of Ramtha, okay? Jay-Z Knight. You know, you can call me crazy. You can do whatever you want. But I happen to have been living in Portland, Oregon, when that now world-famous movie came out called What the Bleep. And What the Bleep originally aired at the Baghdad Theater in downtown Portland, Oregon. Well, it just so happened that I was in Seattle, Washington. This was around, I want to say, 2004 time frame. And I went to a weekend retreat in Seattle with a spiritual human being, a guy that had once been a defense contractor with Martin Marietta, who had had his own series of epiphanies or wake-up calls, and then he went through a transformation in his life. This gentleman's name is Greg Braden. So as I became a truth seeker right about 20 years ago, I asked the good Lord, I said, Lord, give me all the information I need to figure out this life so that once I get it and figure it out, I can share this newfound knowledge with others, knowing full well that they had the free agency to do with this information, so whatever they will. I'm just a messenger. And they say, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot me. I'm giving you knowledge that can radically change your life for the better. Now, what you do with that knowledge is strictly up to you, but you need to know a couple things about me. Number one, I'm never going to bullshit you. I'm going to tell you straight as best I know how, and I'm going to put it out there and say, take it or leave it, do your own due diligence, do your research. If you come to the same conclusions, God bless you. If you don't, so be it. Now, desiring to take it beyond the norm, I've decided to resurrect a couple books of an author that I discovered through the movie What the Bleep. Because Dr. Joe Dispenza was one of the original people who was interviewed during this incredible movie called What the Bleep. Now, if there are any of you out there watching this video that have never seen or heard of What the Bleep, trust me, you owe it to yourself to find that series. You can buy them online. You can, Amazon, wherever you want to go, but look up What the Bleep, order the DVD series, and watch it and study it. And then do with that information what you will. But the catalyst behind What the Bleep is Ramtha. Now, who the hell is Ramtha? Well, there's a woman that lives up in Yelm, Y-E-L-M, Yelm, Washington, by the name of J.Z. Knight. J.Z. Knight claims to be the channel for an entity that lived in Lamora, here on planet Earth, many thousands of years ago, and Ramtha was a warrior king of sorts. And Ramtha now channels J.Z. Knight and presents to the world information that you, once again, can take it or leave it. For whatever value you place on it is what it will mean to you. Well, when I went to the Baghdad Theater and watched What the Bleep. It had certain showings each night, and then that was it. They had maybe 3 or 4 showings a night. They did that every night before the movie was released to the world, which it became a phenomenon, still is. I guess it's a movie for truth seekers. I don't know what else to tell you. But like I said, Dr. Joe Dispenza was one of the people in that movie. And so I started to break down and study a lot of these different PhDs and people that showed up in this What the Bleep movie. Well, Dr. Dispenza wrote a book a few years ago called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. How to Lose Your Mind and Create a New One. Well, like I said, after last Black Friday when my YouTube was taken away, it was almost like a piece of me disappeared from the planet. Just poof, gone. So I decided to reinvent myself. So basically what I'm trying to do is lose my mind to create a new one. And so this is a book that I'm starting to go through with a fine-tooth comb. I'm also pulled his other book off the shelf called Evolve Your Brain. And right up here at the top it says Joe Dispenza, as featured in the hit movie it's called What the Bleep Do We Know? What the Bleep Do We Know? Evolve Your Brain, the science of changing your mind. So, I am going to continue working to increase my knowledge about life because I'm 64 going on 20. And I would encourage all of you out there to make a decision. 2020 has been one of the most challenging years of our life. I plan to put it behind me like a bad habit and move forward, and I would encourage you to do the same. But friends, there are answers. There are solutions to all of your problems. And if you happen to have been somebody that has fallen into victimhood, if you consider yourself a victim in any way, shape, or form of life, if you feel like somebody, listen, we've all been screwed over, okay? Let's be brutally honest with each other. Can we just get rid of all of the pomposities and the fakery, and let's cut to the chase? Let's lay all the cards out on the table and say, this is what I'm dealing with. Now, I may have been dealt a bunch of lemons, but I'm going to make some sweet lemonade out of this. I'm going to change my life. Today is the first day of the rest of my life. Doesn't matter what, it's that old poem Success. I don't know if I remember it correctly, but it goes like this. When you get what you want in your battle for self and the world makes you king for a day, just go to a mirror and look at yourself and see what that man or woman has to say. For it isn't your mother or father or friends whose judgment upon you must pass. The man whose verdict counts most in your life is the one staring back in the glass. Oh, he's the fellow to please, for he's with you clear up to the end. And you've passed your most difficult, dangerous test if the man in the glass is your friend. You know what? You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and, get pats on your back as you pass. But guess what, friend? Your final reward will be heartaches and tears if you've cheated the man in the glass. So why don't all of us here on the first day of December 2020 just make a resolution that we're done? We're drawing the freaking line in the sand. We are no longer going to lie, cheat, steal. We're no longer going to abuse that man or woman in the mirror, but rather we're going to start anew. We're going to say today is really the first day. I'm going to do the very best I can. I'm going to continue day in and day out, learning a little bit here, learning a little bit there, until I've got it down, until I feel comfortable in the fact that I'm in the flow. I'm creating. I'm in the process of renewal each and every day. Friends, it's all about eternal progression. The only reason you're here right now is because you chose to be here. You decided to go through all the bullshit of third dimensional reality just so you might pick up a little bit of spiritual knowledge here and there, a little bit of mental knowledge, so that when you go back home to your original source, the fourth dimension. But friends, you're not going to be there forever. You were never created to stay in one dimension forever. Everything is progression. It's all about progression. So one of these days, you're going to graduate from the Earth School. You will have learned every lesson that you can possibly learn here, and then you're going to be reunited with your soul group over there in the fourth, and you're going to realize, you know what? I don't have too much further to go before I can graduate, before I can leave the fourth dimension and all of my friends and people I've known here for so long, and I'm going over to a new, higher dimension called the fifth dimension. Now, you want to call me crazy? I feel like today I need to tell you the truth. I need to cut through all the BS. I'm going to tell you about another book, The 9 Freedoms by Dr. George King. Okay? Call me crazy. I picked up this book in Manchester, England in November 2005. 15 years ago, I bought a copy of The 9 Freedoms. That's all I'm going to tell you about. Some of you will pursue it, some of you won't, some of you don't give a shit. But I want to tell you that if you want a cosmic guidebook that will tell you step by step, now, it's not the only way. It just happens to be one way. There is no one single way. You got to find your own way. But I will tell you this, that the people who receive a copy of the 9 Freedoms, what I call a cosmic guidebook, you will be one of the very few on the planet who will ever take advantage or take the opportunity to read that book. But I think once you do read that book, you will have to agree with me that that is the most amazing book that has ever fallen into your hands. So again, the 9, N-I-N-E, the 9 Freedoms. I put it out there. You do with it what you want. Call me crazy. Call me a blasphemer. Call me insane. Call me whatever the hell you want to call me, because your words do not affect me at this point in my life in any way, shape, or form. I know what I know. I'm offering to share it with the world. There'll be some that'll pick up. There'll be some that just go like scratching your head like a monkey with a Rubik's Cube saying, what the hell is this old dude talking about? What is your fourth dimension? What do you think you're going to do? You think you're going to die? You're going to give up the ghost? They're going to put your carbon-based body in the ground? You're just going to go float around on clouds playing some kind of damn heavenly instrument like a harp or some shit? No. That's bullshit, man. You want to know what I know? Find you a really, really good past life or regressionist, and let that regressionist take you down deep into your superconscious and let you revisit one of your previous lifetimes on planet Earth. Hey, revisit your death in that incarnation, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to visit one of your previous lifetimes, and you're going to watch your death, whether it was being shot in the damn heart by a Comanche Indian on the plains of America, or going down in a Messerschmitt as a German fighter pilot during World War II. I have no idea who the hell you were or where you were, but you were other places, and you will find out if you get into past life regression. So if you have done over 30 past life regressions as I have with some of the best regressionists in the world, then you come on and talk to me. Otherwise, you just keep yourself on your side of the fence, and either you listen and pay attention or you go elsewhere. I don't give a damn. I've never been out to win a popularity contest. I believe some will, some won't. So what? Next. I ain't looking for shit. You need to be looking for me. You need to be listening to what I'm saying. And if it makes sense to you, then come join the party, because there's plenty of room at the top for those that want to succeed in all things, whether it be spirituality. Oh, you want to know about ayahuasca? Oh, what the hell is ayahuasca? Well, look it up and tell me if you think you got what it takes to go through several ayahuasca experiences as I have in both Brazil and Peru, working with shamans. No, don't talk shit to me. Don't try to tell me what you know and you may know a lot. Some of you know a lot more than, well, I don't know if you know a lot more than I do, but you may know some things more than I do, and that's okay. I'm willing to learn from you. I'm the most open-minded person that I know. I will tell you that the mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. I keep my damn mind open. I'm constantly learning new things. That's not to say that I believe everything I hear. Oh, hell no, my BS meter is turned way up. Now listen, I've been talking to you for almost an hour. I'm going to wrap this up real soon. But I wanted to get this out here on the first day of December to let you know it's new beginnings, baby. I'm not going to put new wine in old bottles. I'm creating new wine, and I'm putting it in new bottles, and I'm inviting you to come along for the ride, okay? Because the best is yet to come. So gird up your loins, do whatever you got to do to educate others. The greatest service that any of you watching this video can render to any of your fellow beings is to educate them on the truth. A wise man in the 9 Freedoms said the greatest service is the jewel in the rock of attainment. If there's anything that you want to attain in this life or in the 4th or 5th dimension, then you are creating your future today as you move through this thing called Earth life. So it would behoove myself and all of us to try our best to live by the golden rule. I will treat you and I will do unto you as I want you to do unto me. Sounds pretty simple, but it's a tough road to hoe. But I'm going to recommit myself to living that motto, living by the golden rule, and I would encourage you to do the same and share that knowledge with others. Think what a great world it would be if every one of us decided to do the very best that we could each and every day, not worrying about the negative fake news. Can you believe Fox News? Fox News is talking about President-elect Joe Biden. Bullshit. I'll watch Tucker. I'll watch Sean. I'll watch Laura every now and then. I'll watch Fox Business with Maria Bartoloma. I'll watch things that contain truth. But other than that, I'm done. Now, I got to do a major overhaul to here'syourredpill.com. A lot of those links are not working, to include my own. I'm going to be working on that in the next few days, hopefully. And I just want to encourage all of you to subscribe to this channel. Come back again and again. Share these videos with others. A lot worse places you could be. But know that General Flynn is doing massive amounts of work behind the scene to retain our public, to save our nation from a complete Chinese takeover, and you can be a part of the solution. I do believe there's going to be a re-election. It'll be in person only. Photo IDs required, and we will then see the truth of the matter. And until then, friends, keep the faith, keep on keeping on, and don't get discouraged under any circumstance. Don't ever consider suicide. If you know anybody that's contemplating it, you've heard them talk about it, take it serious, and do what you can to convince them that all is not lost, that this earth life is but a short season compared to the eternity which is yet to come. So, friends, I hope you've gotten something positive out of this, but I got to go. It's about, let's see what time it is here in Boise. It is 4:30 in the afternoon. I got to go get something to eat. All I've had today is a big cup of coffee, but I'm ready to grab me some grub, and I'll come back tonight and do that podcast, and we're going to have some fun together. Life is too short not to enjoy things, so I would love once again to have you come join my Motley crew, HempWorx team, my daily choice. There's so many things that we now have like you take the travel program. I'm a member of this travel. We have our own travel program. I recently went back east. I went to D.C. to participate in the big march for President Trump. I put all my airfare, my rental car, not my hotel because I stayed at Quantico, but every time I could, I used the My Daily Choice travel program, which is called High Life Travel. I think it costs $15 a month, but the number of travel points, and you can use these points to get hotels, airfare, all kinds of stuff. It's a great program. I highly recommend it. So once you take a look at My Daily Choice, look at High Life Travel, look at HempWorx, look at our Mantra Essential Oils line. These things are phenomenal. If you like essential oils, you will love Mantra. We have something here for everybody. Again, do something different this Christmas. Get signed up right away. Order some product for your friends. I got so much stuff coming in. Oh, you take, for example, this. If you order the HempWorx hand and body lotion, you get 3 tubes of this. That equals 1 order, okay? And I'm going to be giving a lot of these as gift to different people this Christmas season because this stuff is amazing. It smells like paradise, and it works so well on keeping your skin, pliable and supple. And you don't want your skin to draw out. You don't want to look like freaking old man in the sea by the time you're 60, do you? So anyway, there's all sorts of things there. I'm done. But again, I don't ever ask for money. I just say, hey, you want to support me? You want to support my cause? Come join my Daily Choice company. And then it'll be a blessing. And this particular essential oil is frankincense, like the wise men, frankincense and myrrh. Oh my God. Oh Lord. I'm telling you, it's good to be back with you, friends. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday evening, and I look forward to talking to you again real soon. So God bless. Subscribe to this channel and check out that endlesspaychecks.com. I hope you do. God bless you. Bye now.